publishing income that's international, for us, since we're based in the U.S., outside of the U.S., we work with other publishing companies in overseas that handle all the collections of what we do in North America and their territories. So it's territory by territory, and that's how we're able to collect publishing income there. But yes, it's very crucial to get your songs registered immediately overseas like that, or anywhere, because there is a time frame. And eventually that money will be distributed to the rest of the pool if you're not claiming it.
All right, I remember saying no starving artists, so don't stand in the way of additional streams of
Yes,
income.
and Sound Exchange, soundexchange.com. Just go to soundexchange.com right there. It's electronically, you could register and get set up, it's no problem.
Could you just explain to everybody the difference between co-pub, right, and an admin deal?
The co-pub.
A co-pub deal compared to an admin deal.
Right.
By definition, if as we said before, one of the first things I said is you can't publish a song until it's written, right? So the writer, the minute you've written the song, congratulations, you're your own publisher. So when you register the song with BMI, PRO, or ASCAP, or JCAM, right? You are going to be the publisher and the writer. At some point, you may say, this is too much for me. I want to make sure I'm collecting all my pennies all around the world. So what you do is at that point, you'll either do an administration deal where you're retaining all of your copyright ownership, right? But you're ceding some limited control to someone who is a publishing administrator.
What control is that? That control is the publisher's share?
Come again?
What part of that?
Right, well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
so basically, as a typical administration deal, since you're retaining all of your ownership of the copyright, you will see on a typical admin deal, right, well, typically they will take a percentage of, you'll split 50% of the copyright goes to the writer, and 50% of the copyright is with the music publisher. So you are your own, as I said, you're not selling the copyright, so you're maintaining everything, and in return giving the administrator a percentage of income out of only 50% of the dollar that's coming in.
That would be the publisher's share, right?
Right. Only the publisher's share. The writer's share of income,
would be
particularly
yours.
with performance from your BMI, your ASCAP, will go directly to you. But you will give them a piece on the performance of only the publisher's share of income. Typically, that will be on an 80-20 split of 100%. On a publishing deal, that may be 60-40, it could be 70-30, but it's only out of 50% of the public performance money that's being earned from radio play and the other, other exploitations. All right, on the publishing side of things, you're giving up 50% of the copyright, and then you're only going to retain as the writer the other 50%. And because the publisher is writing you a big check, in return, they're going to get not only 50% of the ownership of the percentage of the song you have, they will also get a larger chunk of the income that you're giving up. Typically 25% on mechanical income, 50% of the publisher's share of public performance income, and on synchronization, Travis, your publisher, tell me.
Depends on, every deal is different, 70-20, 70-30, 60-40.
And that can be based typically
It's based on negotiation.
Right. Who brought the opportunity to me, right?
And just so you make it clear, just to make it clear to everyone, right? Just to make it clear to everyone, it is typical, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you're going to do a publishing deal, it is best to do the only time you'd want to do a co-pub deal is unless you need money up front.
Right. Yeah.
If you're not getting life-changing money, don't do no co-pub.
Because
Unless you're getting life-changing money.
that money will come through to you
Yes.
on an admin side if you're patient. Now there are scenarios where it may make sense, I will say that now you see a movement with publishing deals for an entire catalog here.
Yeah.
Not single songs, but an entire catalog where we go into a deal. If I represent a writer or publisher, I'm going to say, these existing songs out. You're not getting those songs. I'm gonna go to Al Butter, I'll go to an administrator, I'll keep the ownership, and I'll pay out less money. Moving forward, I'm gonna do a co-pub deal. I'll give you this one song and anything I write, but I'm not gonna give you anything beyond 3 years. You take 3 years, or at the end of the 3 years, I'll pay you back whatever you paid me, plus maybe 5%, 10%, and then I go on my way. The old publishing deals were, you would get in a deal, they'd pay you money, you'd have to write the equivalent of 5 songs, 6 songs, and it'd be crazy. You would be recouped, and you're still stuck in a deal where they are owning all of your new compositions. And the last thing I'll say is with publishing deals, unlike taking a loan in the bank, you could be in a situation for your catalog where you have one record, you are fully recouped. You paid the publisher back, they're making their margin, as we just went through, whether it's 50% of performance, whether it's 25% of mechanicals, whether it's 30% of synchronization. They made this money first, then they made all the money back on your remaining percentage, and guess what? They still own everything.
Yeah.
If you paid back a loan to the bank would still own your house under the co-pub system.
Which is why you would want to ask your lawyer too, if you were going to entertain a co-pub deal, to push to get a reversion in your rights, if the publisher is open to do it. But a reversion basically sets a certain amount of years, and then the rights will revert back to the writer.
So the floor is now open for questions. If you do have a question, raise your hand. We have a roving microphone.